The idea of being with somebody from another country has always captivated me. The challenge is that sooner than later culture kicks in and things begin to change. But it doesn't have to be like that. So I want to share with you 3 things I learned from a multicultural relationship. But first, let's get married.
What I love about her is really that she's so honest. And when you look at her eyes,
it's the fire in the rain.
She can't lie.
It's the smile within the pain. It's the logic but insane.
What I also really love about her was the fact that she was always listening to me all the time.
It's the way you cross the floor.
Tell me about Argentina, tell me about this, tell me about that. She was always asking for curiosity purposes and asking a lot.
It's the figure on the wall.
So I think our relationship started in that moment.
So many times I heed the call.
Her ability to ask questions, to understand different cultures.
It's the silence of the room.
That's what I really love about her.
Another shadow for the blind.
I met Kristina in London for the first time.
I think I'm gonna lose my mind.
We met in an event.
Although I'm running up a hill.
So I needed to go home, and then she said, wait, I want to walk with you.
Standing still.
I realized there was something special. There was a connection with her. And here we go. That's how everything started.
At that point in my life, I was going to many events in London, the same as Alejandro. And we actually met in one social event in Holborn. I really remember every single detail about him, how he looked, how he behaved, and that was it. We exchanged some pictures of our travels,
Too many of us here.
and I really liked everything about him.
Crowded planet full of fear.
So we continued chatting,
It's not the way it's meant to be.
and we felt instant connection to each other.
We should be happy living free. Although I'm running up a hill.
I think life is a combination of small details,
Standing still.
and I think the same as me, you also pay attention to the details. Saying me love, saying goodbye, leaving a little note, a random gift. Because I think these little details make the work for us.
I don't know where I should begin. I don't know where I should begin. I don't know where I should begin.
In multicultural relationships, it's common to defend our own culture and to make assumptions about our partner's culture. We defend our own culture because it's a part of ourselves. Our partner's culture is different from ours, and sometimes that can be scary. But it's these assumptions about our partner's culture that makes that culture look more scary, silly, or even weird. Cultural stereotypes are a source of misunderstanding and often kill a discussion even before it started. Instead of forming a strong opinion about our partner, it's key to understand where they're coming from and respect that not everyone is the same, and that's alright. It's great to embrace differences too. Sometimes reading into our partner's cultural history and visiting the country or town where they are from make it much easier for us to understand. For example, only when I was able to travel to Lithuania my brain clicked and I understood so many different things about her. The way she speaks, lifestyle, opinions about certain topic, eating habits, music, jokes, how they celebrate events, and so on. Everything started to click. And it's okay not to like everything, but there needs to be some respect here. The more we get to know about our partner's culture, the easier it becomes to understand our partner. We don't have to be like everything our partner's culture has to offer or adopt every single ritual, because that means we might be walking on eggshells. And when we walk on eggshells, we're not truly ourselves. And sooner or later, we will return to our own cultural habits. So what worked for me was to pick those things that made me happy and respect the ones that I didn't like so much. Lithuanians love beetroots. So they have this pinky soup called šaltibarščiai, which is essentially boiled beetroots, kefir or buttermilk poured over grated cucumbers and hard-boiled eggs. They add dill on top, and they typically eat it in summertime with potatoes on the side. I tried once like a tiny spoon and I confirm it was not really my thing. But I respect it. But there's also success examples where I try absolutely amazing food and same for her. The point here is that whether we like or we don't like something from the other culture, it's important to respect it. This is not just food, but it can literally be anything. We all have a different way of communicating. For instance, some people prefer to sugarcoat criticism or don't talk about negative things. Other people have like an honest and open approach. In multicultural relationships, this can be a big challenge. This challenge develops over time, usually after a few months. Instead of picking fights about these cultural differences, we try to talk about these differences. We try to find out which communication style we prefer and see if we can come to an agreement together. Of course, we do have fights and arguments, and during those moments, it can be really difficult to remember which style we both prefer. So it's important that we can tell each other when we feel offended or not taken seriously. Having said that, in multicultural relationships, it's not uncommon to criticize one another from time to time. It may get very personal if our partner criticizes our culture or the way we've been raised. But in this context, criticism on our partner's culture is often an attempt to defend and protect our own culture. But responding angrily, our partner will probably become more defensive and the discussion will lead nowhere. Instead of being offended and angry, a good strategy is to laugh about our partner's criticism. And once we're in a good mood again, then we can take advantage and talk about some differences and get to know each other better and better. Kristina's native language is Lithuanian. She also speaks English and now she's learning Spanish. My native language is Spanish, and as you can tell by my accent, es muy obvio, no? And I speak English, Portuguese and French, and hopefully Lithuanian at some point this year. Actually, I have a full video talking about how I learned these languages, so you might want to check it out. We both communicate with each other in English as we met in London in the UK, and that's the place where we are based too. But I really feel that communication between two cultures exceeds the linguistics. This was one of the most dramatic lessons we learned in our relationship. For a couple of years we had a distance relationship, as I was spending 80% of my week in Switzerland for work. So we adjusted and developed new ways to be closer. She used to visit me, spend days in Switzerland before heading back to the UK. In fact, I think we traveled more in Switzerland than in any of our native countries. In a multicultural marriage, we found ourselves capable of creating a life and home anywhere in the world. Being able to choose between two countries to settle in is a chance that the average person doesn't have. In fact, we can choose between more countries because we're based in London, in the UK. That's where we have our home at the moment. So for us, it's really 3 countries at the very least. We're also moving to Madrid later this year. So that's 4 countries actually. Yeah, 4 countries. And if you count my Italian passport due to heritage, then it's 5 countries to move freely. Also, don't get me wrong, culture shock and homesickness can hit at unexpected times and many unexpected ways. Questions like, where do we spend Christmas this year? How about New Year? How about this birthday? How about this holiday? This happens all the time. But over the years we agree more and more and it's less of an issue.
Last Christmas in London.
And to be honest, first Christmas.
First.
Celebrating at home.
First
and
last.
one.
And next one will be in Madrid.
Madrid.
Salud. Svicat.
Speak.
Being in a multicultural relationship is the experience of a lifetime. I feel fortunate to be in this marriage and have the chance to live between her culture, my culture, and the culture of the place we live and celebrate all of them. It's an amazing opportunity filled with personal growth. If you like this video, you might also want to check this video over here about 10 things I've learned from 10 years of travel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.